Oh God. Okay guys, I'm trying to move myself over. It did it in the practice mode. I don't understand why it's not letting me. You cannot, what? There we go. Ah! And now it moved me off screen. Anyways, here we are, guys. No. There we are. All right, there we are. We'll do that right there. Hi there, Mom on a mission. How are you? I am Vienna. I am the insurance exam teacher. I help people get their insurance exam. That right there is how I teach people how to pass their exam, how to study for the exam, and how to go and get their license quickly. This past week, I had 7 people pass the exam. So what I do is I have a course. I also do one-on-one tutoring options. And of course, the moment I go live, my phone decides to give me all different types of notification. And TikTok Live is going crazy too on me suddenly. Hey, Jay, how are you? Welcome, Jay the Ghost King. Welcome as well. I'm Vienna. I'm the insurance exam teacher. I help people get their insurance licenses in 2 weeks. This past week, I had 7 people pass the test. I've got 3 testing on Saturday, 2 testing tomorrow. So we will see how it goes for them, but I do pretty much think they're going to pass. Not a big deal. This is how I help them pass. I have one-on-one tutoring sessions. I also have a course, 2 course options y'all can look at. What is in my course? This right here. You have 60 days access to everything. Study routines that I'm going to tell you exactly what to do, to how to go about studying to help you remember and retain the information properly. I was a teacher for 14 years, so I know how people should be studying to actually learn the information, go take and pass the test really quickly, and then go on and do what they need to do. So feel free to ask me your questions, guys, in the chats. That was my phone, guys. But anyways, okay, so we'll see. I just got a message from somebody. All right, so anyways, guys, sorry, I totally got distracted with that. But anyways, you get 60 days access to the course, both of them, either one. You get the study routines. I'm literally going to tell you what to study, how to study it, so you can remember it. Simple little things you can do while you are studying to make the whole process a whole lot easier. Hey, Jackie, welcome. Thank you for liking the live. How are you, Jackie? Let me know what questions you have about the insurance exam, insurance industry in general. Let me know a little bit about you. Testing strategies as well, as far as when you go into the testing center. I do recommend going into a testing center because there's so many things that could happen when you test at home that it isn't worth it. You might be thinking, oh, I'll be at home, I'll be comfortable, whatever. There's so many things that could happen that you should not even have to deal with. Oh, you are welcome, Jackie. Super awesome. You are welcome. I am doing all right this morning. I decided to come on live. I actually have an appointment in a little bit at 10, and I'm like, I'm gonna go on live and see how everyone's doing today, see who jumps on. If anybody's got questions or anything, guys, feel free to drop your insurance exam questions in the chat. If you have specific questions, if you're currently studying about a given topic or whatnot, if I can answer it, I will quickly give you an answer. Or if you just have questions about companies or pay or how any of all of that, I will quickly give you an answer. Or if you just have questions about companies or pay or how any of all of that works, the flattering picture. And I froze again. There we go. All right. Hey guys, welcome everybody. So going back to this list right here, guys, this is how I help you pass the insurance exam. You get your own online platform. You've got videos, questions, PDFs, study practice questions, and all of that. Just like most other courses, right? But most other courses, number one, do not give you 60-day access to the program, because literally that's more than enough for what you need. I tell you how to go past this stuff in 2 weeks, how to go get your license. You don't want to be studying. You don't want to be in study mode for 2 whole months. You're not making money. You're going to get discouraged and you're not going to see much progress. And that's really when people get stuck in that study mode time period, that they get discouraged. They end up leaving. And I don't want you to be there. I want you to come in, study, take the test. There's no reason to delay the process. There's no reason to wait. You're also going to need to get fingerprinted in your state. In order to get your insurance license, you need to be able to pass a clean background check. So one thing you can do, unless you are in Arizona, so if you're watching, you're in Arizona, do not do this part until you go and actually take your test. The rest of us, we go get our fingerprints, we study for 2 weeks, and then we pass our test in that 2nd week mark. What's going to happen is the state's going to be working on that fingerprint, that background check. You're going to get cleared. You're going to go take your test, pass your test in 2 weeks from when you get your fingerprints. You've already been cleared with the state. The state gets your paperwork, and they know, hey, she passed the test, he passed the test. You're going to get your license in about a week and a half. Hopefully, if the process is expedited and the state's on top of everything and things are going well. Lately, I've heard most states are pretty good on that. When I actually took my test, I'm in Texas. Texas is huge. We got a lot more people. They were about a month and a half behind on paperwork. I literally passed my test at the end of September, like September 26, 27, something like that. Halloween night, I finally got my email letting me know that I was cleared and everything. I got my license. So I waited about a whole month and a half or so, a month and a week, before I actually got my license. And I remember I was at a party. I was dressed like Wonder Woman. I got my message. I was checking my emails and stuff because I'd been checking for that notification forever. And finally I got it. And I was at a Halloween party and I was all excited and stuff. And my friends were like, finally, like we were all happy, you know? But anyways, it does take a while. So you do need to go get your fingerprints done through the state. Then you can study for 2 weeks max is what I tell people. Of course, I know that sometimes this is a side hustle. Sometimes people have things going on and all of that. That is why I give you all 60-day access. Most companies give you 30 days and then they ask you to pay to extend another 30 days to get access to the program again. Most companies also do not give you this down here, 2 weeks, 2 weekly live Zoom classes. Wednesday evenings from 6 to 7:30, I am on a live Zoom class with y'all. We're studying, we're reviewing questions, we're breaking everything down super, super detailed. And after that, Saturday mornings from 9 a.m. live Zoom class with y'all. We're studying, we're reviewing questions, we're breaking everything down super, super detailed. And after that, Saturday mornings from 9 a.m. as well, I'm on a Zoom class and we're studying. Y'all get to ask your questions, meet other people who are studying. Pretty much just like it says down there, 2 live Zoom classes a week. I've helped people in all states pretty much. I'm only missing 8. So all but 8 states, I have a map that I'm coloring through. So my information is good for all states. This past week, I had 1 person pass in Florida, 2 people pass in Texas, 1 person pass in Washington, 2 from New York. So I've helped people all over the country so far. I'm missing 8 states though. I'll make a post later and let y'all know what states it is. So if y'all know people in those states, or if you are in those states and you want to study for your exam, let me know and reach out to me so that I can color in my map. I really want to color in my map, y'all. Hey Gigi, welcome. Jackie, Mary. So what are y'all up to this morning, guys? CEO Unica, welcome. Sydney, how are y'all this morning, guys? Let me know what questions you have too about the insurance exam, about insurance in general. I myself have been doing this for about, what would it be now? Since 2019. I got my license on Halloween 2019. I was a full-time school teacher at the time. I was ready for an out. I was ready to do something else. I had been ready. I had already been looking for anything else to get out of teaching. I was just not happy with it. It's not horrible, whatever. I mean, yeah, kind of sometimes depending. I was just ready to get out, guys. But I I'd actually moved to San Antonio about a year and a half earlier. I was so against going back into teaching. I was like, I'm not doing teaching anymore. I think at that point I'd taught for about 9 years. I was ready to get out. I applied in several different places, did not get a job. Eventually, a friend of mine was like, oh, go to this other district. I, being dumb and being from a small town, thought that San Antonio ISD, that was it. One district with like a billion schools. I didn't know that the bigger cities had 17, 20, 30 districts for their schools, plus the private schools, right? So anyways, applied, got hired like that for a special ed position, but it wasn't what I was wanting, right? So I went back into teaching while actively looking for something else to do. I had done insurance sales before I'd been in teaching when I was like 19 and 20 for about 2.5 years. I didn't think about it back then. I wish I had, because I would have gone straight into insurance instead of teaching. So anyways, I was in San Antonio. I was teaching for a little bit. The entire time, though, I was looking for something else, especially because my position at the time was a special ed teaching position. Now, when you're doing special ed, you have extra requirements that require a lot of paperwork, and it was the paperwork, it wasn't the kids, it was the demand on my time that I was so unhappy about. My typical day was you got up in the morning, went to school, did the school schedule, and then maybe got out at 4:30, 5 o'clock, came home, bought something to eat, and because I had so much extra paperwork as a special ed teacher, because you have art paperwork, special ed paperwork, records and record keeping and keeping track of this and that and calling parents, I literally would sit down at my desk in my kitchen from like 7:30 p.m., 8 p.m. I'm not kidding. I'd get home. I would buy some gross junk food, whatever, on the way home, like Taco Bell or whatever, and be at my desk from 7 to about 1 or 2 a.m., 7 p.m. to 1 or 2 a.m. And my district at the time did not stipend, give any kind of bonus or any kind of extra pay for special ed positions. I was miserable. And again, it was the constraint on my time. Because I said, like, I could be working a part-time job outside of school, literally anywhere, and be getting paid for all of those extra hours. I was so upset that I was not getting paid what I was working. And people think teachers, you go to school, you're there from like 7:30, 7 a.m. to about 4, right? No, they come out of there at 5:30, 6 o'clock. Sometimes some of them even come out of there even later. And when they do come out, guess what? They have a shitload of paperwork and things to do at home that they were literally unable to do during the school day. And that was my life. And I was miserable with that. Not only that, there's actual things in the school system, in the school district that I was not happy with, which, you know, I think any given worker can say. But I was just so miserable when it came to my time constraints, and I wanted something out. I wanted out of teaching. I wanted something better that would give me that time freedom that I was really wanting. So anyways, somehow, some way I remembered, and I was like, oh yeah, insurance. I used to do that. I think I can do that again. So I think I put my thing up on Indeed. I was given a phone call, and then when I was given the phone call, I was invited to a event to go, like a meeting type of presentation, to go and learn about a company called The Alliance. I think I sat down. I was like, I'm in. I signed up, and I got my license about a month and a half, 2 months later. So anyways, that's pretty much how that happened and how I became an insurance agent again. But then, like I said, when I'm doing my studying, when I'm doing all of that, I didn't get my fingerprints right off the bat. I think I got it about, definitely not as early as I should have gotten it. So maybe a couple days before my actual test date, I got my test date, and they were still waiting for my background check at the state to clear, which is why I always tell people, get your fingerprints first, make sure you're studying and stuff like that. And technically I did get it first. However, I got them like 3 days before my test. So I went in, I passed my test, and I had to wait for number one, the state to clear my background check. And being Texas, we're huge. They were kind of behind on all of that. But also, the state itself was about a month and a half behind on insurance licensing, clearing, and all of that. So it was kind of a delay because of both reasons. So I always tell people, first thing you're going to do as soon as we start studying, if you haven't already done it, because a lot of people tend to do this kind of quick. I feel like overall, maybe it's because of social media and stuff, but overall, most agencies are pretty good about telling them, hey, make sure you go get your fingerprints, make sure you go get your fingerprints done and stuff real quick. But when I meet somebody and they haven't done it yet, I'll be like, do it now. You're taking the test in 2 weeks. You're taking the test in 3 weeks. Go take your fingerprints now. We're going to study for the next 2 weeks, and then you're going to go and you are going to pass your test, get your insurance license really quick. Hey, Red Dog, welcome. How are you? Jackie, welcome back. Oh, thank you for the like, love. That is sweet. Thank you all so much. Oh, we're at 4:15. That's awesome. But yes, guys, so that is the process to that. So this is what I help people do. I help people get their insurance license. I give them access to the course, or we do some one-on-one tutoring depending on what they want. This is what my course includes: 60 days of access. Why 60 days? Again, because I know this is part-time for some people. We've got commitments, all of that going on. But you get your own platform. We get on a class 2 times a week. Wednesday nights, Saturday mornings, we record them. So if you don't happen to be able to get on one or the other or whatever, you get to go back in and see them. You also get to see previous classes. So we've got a lot of study material for that. The testing questions, the study strategies, the PDFs, all of that. We will break it down. Thank y'all. Somebody's asking to go live with me. I'm not doing that. But yes, guys, feel free to ask your questions. Hi, Bernie. Welcome. How are you? How are you this morning? My name is Vienna. I am the insurance exam teacher. I help people get their exams. Hey there, Ivan. How are you? How's the studying? I saw your post that you're taking the health exam now. Morning. How's it going, Ivan? But yes, guys, that is what I do. I help people get their insurance exam license. We have 2 classes, Wednesday evening, Saturday morning. To open. Yeah, you need to start studying for sure. So you need to be taking the life and health, because now we do life and health in Texas. So yeah, how long ago did you get your license? Okay, guys, Ivan has a situation that I've seen so many agents go through before. When you start with the given company, a lot of the times the companies are going to say, take your life insurance license, and that's it, right? Okay, so about 2 years. Ooh, and also continuing education. I need to do that right now. I really need to get on top of that. I don't even remember when my due dates are. That's bad, I know, but I don't think I'm until December, November. But I know myself, I'm like, I need to check. It's been in the back of my head. But yes, guys, so June 30th. Okay, so by June 30th, you need to take it. I think that when you retake your license, it resets your clock. So you may not even have to do your continuing education, Ivan, if you go and retake your license exam and all that before then. So you can add your health insurance one, but double check on that. Hey, Chelsea, welcome. Or Chelsea, I'm sorry. Good morning. How's it going? So I know we talked a little bit before about some of your situation and stuff, Chelsea. Okay, guys, so like I was saying, Ivan is going through a situation that I've seen a lot of agents go through, and this is why I always tell everybody right off the bat, get your life and health insurance exam taken in one. That way you get both licenses. And I always tell people, because I've seen it happen, they take their life only. The managers say take the life only because it's easier, it's better, it's quicker. The process is the same. It's going to take the same amount of time. You're going to sit down, you're going to study, you're going to put in the same effort, energy, and all of that into getting that license. Here's the thing. Some states will do life exam. Some states do the health exam separately, and you can go and pick and choose. Do one first, do the other later, or start wherever you want. And some states, and a lot of the states, have the health and life exam where you get both licenses with one test. And that test is only like 30 to 50 more questions. So I'm sorry, but if I'm going to put in time, energy, money into studying for a test, I would rather just do the one test with like the 120 or the 150 questions, depending on your state, so that you can get both licenses instead of an 80 question exam here and then a 100 question exam later, and doing them separate. and putting in the time, energy, again, putting in money, all of that. So that is what a lot of agents go through, because their well-meaning managers are like, just take the life, or we don't sell health insurance, or we don't sell life insurance. You need this test. But here's the thing. If later on, let's say 2 months down the road, a year down the road, your company says, hey, guess what? Now we're going to be selling health insurance or this other type of an insurance. You're already licensed. This happened to my organization before, because my manager used to tell us, get your life and health, just take one test, get it out of the way. So I had the fortune of being with the company, a manager that said, go take the one test to get both licenses and we're done. 3 years later, our organization suddenly surprised us and they're like, guess what, everybody? Big announcement, big news. We're going to sell Medicare now. Well, you need your health insurance license to sell Medicare. We already had our health insurance license. Our entire organization before that was now going to take the health. A lot of agents given their state, the life and health again, and then their Medicare. My office, literally, we were like, cool, when do we get our Medicare licenses? How quickly can we get it done? And we were actually some of the first to get licensed for Medicare and start doing that in our entire company, because they were all telling people, go get the life only, that's all you need, that's all we sell. Thankfully, my manager had the foresight to say and tell everybody, get the one test, 150 questions, get it out of the way, get both licenses, because what if later, whatever, right? Oh, geez, helping out with all of the storms, been super busy, definitely. I went from an auto to a temp assignment. Oh, geez. So they like move you around like that in your company, and you're able to do all of that as well. Well, it's awesome that you get to help out and kind of skip around and stuff. But guys, I am going to have to jump off of here right now because I have an appointment in about 10 minutes, so I need to go get ready for that. I will be back soon, but if you're interested in my course, if you're interested in any of this, feel free to tap the face up there, set up a free 15-minute chat with me, and we will go ahead and sit down, talk about this in more depth and more detail with you, and we will discuss all of your questions. If you're ready to sign up, if you're ready to get started, again, tap on my face and look for my insurance exam course, or you can also book a one-on-one tutoring session with me so that we can study and help you get the license that you're needing. All right, guys, so I'm going to jump off so I can go get ready for my appointment, but I will see you all later on. I hope everybody has an awesome day. Bye, guys.